Who are stakeholders in a project? Why is it so important to manage them effectively? Consider a small building construction project. Who are the different people and organizations involved in this project? The project sponsor provides financial resources and aligns the project with organizational goals. The project manager oversees progress and aims to meet objectives on time and within budget. Team members execute project tasks. Clients or customers benefit from the project and care about its quality and delivery. The suppliers or contractors provide necessary resources, seek timely payments, and maintain ongoing business relationships. There are also regulatory bodies who ensure compliance. Nearby residents are affected by noise, vibrations, and traffic. Clearly, many people and organizations are involved in projects. So, who are stakeholders? Let's start with a basic definition. A stakeholder is any individual, group, or even an organization that can affect or be affected by the outcome of a project. They can have a direct or indirect interest, significantly influencing the success or failure of a project. Then, what is at stake for stakeholders? They can have interest at stake, like people being affected by road closures during the project. They can have rights at stake, such as the legal right of workers or moral right of activists. There can be ownership at stake, where a person has a legal right to a property and the project affects this legal right. Similarly, there can be knowledge, influence, or contributions at stake. Stakeholders may have one or a combination of these different stakes. Based on what is at stake, stakeholders can be divided into two types. First, internal stakeholders. These include team members, project managers, and organizational departments. They belong to organizations directly involved in project execution, such as contractors, designers, suppliers, and clients. Next, external stakeholders. These include people living nearby, the affected communities, interest groups, and regulatory bodies. These external stakeholders are those who are not part of the project team but have a vested interest in the project's outcome. Both these stakeholder types are difficult to manage in projects, mainly because of the nature of projects. In projects, people living nearby are all different for each project, and they have diverse impacts from the project. Additionally, the location of the projects adds another layer of difficulty. Projects occur in dynamic environments such as cities and neighborhoods. Most often, the location of machines and materials also keep changing. Finally, there are also diversity in stakeholders, as there are different interests, power, legitimacy, and urgency with each type of stakeholder, which can trigger protest and problems. A stakeholder analysis can help understand stakeholders better. It involves identifying all potential stakeholders and analyzing their interests and influence. Tools like power interest metrics consider how influential a stakeholder is, their power, and how invested they are in a topic, their interest, both of which can help project managers visualize stakeholders and devise management strategies. For example, stakeholders with high interest and high power need to be closely managed, while those with low interest and low power just need monitoring. With the stakeholder salience model, the power interest matrix is expanded to include how stakeholders feel about the project, their attitude. By understanding these factors, project managers can predict how a stakeholder might react to something, what kind of approach might resonate with them, and ultimately, how to navigate situations more effectively. How then can we do stakeholder management? Our research shows effective stakeholder management involves three dimensions: active engagement, narrative framing, and identity integration. The first dimension, active engagement, involves establishing a two-way communication channel where the project team actively interacts with the stakeholders, maybe even in a co-creation exercise. By fostering open dialogue, stakeholders are made to feel heard and valued, which enhances their investment in the project's success. The second dimension, narrative framing, focuses on articulating a clear and compelling vision for the project. By framing the project in a way that resonates with stakeholders, the project team can set a coherent agenda that promotes understanding and support. This narrative building ensures that stakeholders see the relevance of the project to their own context and objectives. The third dimension, identity integration, aims to create a deep connection between stakeholders and the project. It involves a shared sense of belonging with all the stakeholders. This is achieved by shaping a collective identity where stakeholders see their own lives and values reflected in the project's mission and activities. Through consistent and inclusive branding, stakeholders aim to feel that they are an integral part of the project, fostering a sense of belonging and shared purpose. This connection ensures that stakeholders are not just participants, but also champions of the project's long-term vision and goals. These dimensions interact and shape each other. For example, stakeholders contribute more when they understand and feel a sense of belonging to the project. Effective management of these dimensions ensures stakeholders are informed, integrated, and aligned with the objectives of the project, ensuring sustained support and collaboration. It's important to note that there are stakeholders across the project phases, and there is a need for stakeholder management across these phases, such as during pre-construction for land acquisition, during execution to generate support to accommodate project hazards, and during operations to increase asset usage. Considering the long life cycle of projects and the diversity of stakeholders, tools such as social media are very important for active engagement, narrative framing, and identity integration. To summarize, stakeholders are critical to any project. Understanding their roles, interests, and interactions with other project elements is essential for successful project management throughout the project lifecycle. Tools like Power Interest Metrics can help analyze and visualize stakeholders. There is a need to manage stakeholders in the three dimensions. Active engagement is crucial, so be flexible, iterative, and aim to co-create projects with stakeholders. Projects need narrative framing to appeal to stakeholders and identity integration to foster a sense of belonging and shared purpose. Stakeholder management is necessary across all project phases, with social media particularly playing a key role. So, who are stakeholders in your project, and how would you manage them?